Bring back Brenda. She is fighting for justice for her family. Her husband wrongfully imprisoned. Her children stolen by CPS. She fights day in and out for them. No CPS, free her husband. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. Bring back Brenda. She is fighting for justice for her family. Her husband wrongfully imprisoned. Her children stolen by CPS. She fights day in and out for them. No CPS, free her husband. It's her birthday. Brenda's husband locked away in chains. 15 years of struggle and pain. Kids taken away by a faceless form. She rises up in the darkest storm. Her voice touches hearts in a broken state. Podcast waves spark their fight and fate. Brenda's strength like a blazing fire. Inspire the lost to lift their desire. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Government shadows, secrets untold. Brenda's story, fierce and bold. She helps others break their chains. Together they rise from the ashes of pain. Her husband waits behind iron bars, but Brenda knows they'll reach the stars. Oh, her love unyielding, a beacon bright in the silence of the night. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall, let no one bring you down. In her voice, their freedom found. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear. A warrior's heart, no room for fear. Stand up tall.
Brenda used to walk these streets with pride. Her husband Chris, a patriot by her side. But the weight of the world came crashing down when the government tried to take the ground. They stole Chris away, said he was a threat, left Brenda alone with words of regret. CPS came knocking, took her children too, but Brenda stood tall like the sky so blue. Bring back Brenda, let her light shine bright. She's been trampled on, but she's ready to fight. Don't tread on her, she's got a heart so true. Through the darkest nights, she'll pull through. Every day she fights for what's been lost, pays the price, bears the cost, whispers of hope through a podcast wave, telling her story, she'll be brave. In the heartland, they know her name, her struggle, her passion, her undying flame. She dreams of a day she'll hold them tight, Chris and the kids in the morning light. Bring back Brenda, let her light shine bright. She's been trampled on, but she's ready to fight. Don't tread on her, she's got a heart so true. Through the darkest nights, she'll pull through.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Long time no see. Oh, Chris, hey. Chris, haven't talked to you in a while. I'm so sorry. I've been pretty much working every damn day and then trying to do other things. For some reason, I can't get into the show in my channel. Maybe this is it here. Okay, I'm going to try to get in on here in case I want to throw in a comment like, hello. I heard that if you press that heart down there, it'll bring up my algorithm. So I'm going to press my own heart. How about that? Can you guys see my heart? No? Okay. So anyways, John's here. Hello. It's been a while, you guys. Dr. Death even. Haven't seen you in ages. Hello. Yeah, I didn't do a couple shows last week for whatever reason. I think I was just here on Wednesday. Wednesday seems to be a day. Other days I could come back work, lay down and crashed out. But I was getting like worked up about this because I don't know if y'all heard about this. It happened a while back. I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. Who knows? In Kentucky, when that sheriff shot his own judge in his office. Well, I did a couple shorts today on this because there was an interview this guy was doing with this lady, and this lady that was a victim of this judge apparently, and they were pretty much sex slaves, you might as well say, because she's like, well, even though like it wasn't like RAPE, it wasn't like that, but they knew if they didn't do this that would cause more trouble with them. They would end up arresting them. I mean, this is the judge you're dealing with. So all the cards are in his hands, apparently, because she was young at the time. And am I shouting, guys? Sorry, I'm getting excited. No, but like she's a kid. She ends up for some stupid reason she was supposed to get like 5 years or something like that. Here she gets like 12 years. And for no rhyme and reason, did everything she could, was in prison, and then she gets out, and then they're threatening to take her kids if she doesn't keep doing these types of things. So she did say CPS was involved. I did a couple of shorts about it, and I wonder if I'd show you up on the screen of what I did. But I recommend if you guys go to my Facebook page as well. I mean, you could see the whole story there. But I thought it was, I'm almost wondering, and I'm tempted to show you guys that whole story. It wasn't that long, I don't think. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's right. It was in my, Facebook. So what's been going on with you? Bothing is final. Losing my right to kids in October? What? Nothing is final yet. So your wife as well? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, what did they say the problem was? Are they saying you didn't follow your case plan, Dr. Death? What happened? Man, that really bites, man. I mean, did you go to TPR hearing? I mean, what happened? It's not official unless you go through that TPR hearing. Am I right? Man, that's, God dang it. That's what I mean, man. And you can see, like, you are not alone when you have judges and the sheriff ends up blowing this guy away because this lady that was interviewed, she felt there was the only way to stop this, the only way to stop it. That is as cruel and unusual as it may seem. Let me see. I barely, I hardly still like go on Facebook and stuff. That's why it makes me so difficult to get into where I'm doing. Let me see. Oh, here it is. All right, I'm gonna play this a little bit, guys. Let me see. How long is this? Let me see. Okay. Oh, this guy's doing a story. Let me see. It was 27 minutes, but okay. Let me see. I'll turn it up. That would help, right? Yep, your wife is. Hold on, let me stop this for a minute. My son is getting a new foster mother on the 25th. Why is that, Chris? I mean, and Doctor, that's saying, yep, my wife as well. No, it's because me and my wife can't take care of my kids or meet their needs. Well, no, that's not true. You can, but they're saying you can't. Okay, same thing they said to. That's why I never get a chance to talk to you directly, Dr. Death, because your case is somewhat similar to ours. With because a lot of times, two parents aren't involved, but in your case there is. And the thing is they end up saying in my case that we didn't follow the case plan, which we did. And I had certificates to show that I finished it. But then I had this crazy counselor lady. She was like, she made me believe that I was, I passed, everything was good, whatever. She read me a thing that she was gonna turn into the caseworker, and she said my sessions were done. I didn't have to go back, and then to come going to court, all of a sudden she's saying, "Oh no," she was unsuccessful in completing her counseling for whatever that was, because at first they put me and my husband together with a counselor, had all these certificates or whatever, and we were going together. It was like a marriage counselor, and also I guess she's for children as well. That was Rojanna Rutledge. I mean, what a piece of crap she ended up being. Yeah, saying just things to spark us or something, like telling us we stunk when we obviously didn't, and saying that she has to spray the room down when we leave. Oh my God, it was one thing after the other. Because my son, old school, won't get stuff anywhere I can see him, and somewhere I can see him. Oh, so he's gonna move closer. So I started to fill out the federal paperwork as of June and July. Okay, well, that's good. Okay. Immediately, I don't know, like, if you guys could afford your own attorneys or whatever. I don't know everything details of your case, but know this. You can go to appeal, and I don't know if you have to exhaust those resources first when it comes to these dependency cases, but I appealed mine on my own. But you can request of the court to appoint you an appellate attorney, and they have to give you a public defender for that. And they appointed me and my husband this. In fact, it's something that I didn't even know. And the judge at the time was Bill Blue, and his assistant let me know that we could do that. I had no idea that I could still be represented. And then even beyond that, they appointed attorneys, because my son was trying to get custody, but somehow, even though we were appealing it, um, I think we just needed somebody to represent us for the one talk that we had. I don't know, because, and then my husband had an attorney, and she's like, it was his criminal attorney at one time, and what a mess that was. I started to feel, okay. What is the detail on taking care of the kids, Dr. Death? And I talked to Spanny Brat. What does she have to say? Because I never get an opportunity to speak with her. I think I messaged her, a few times in the past. What do they got going on? And is she any help to you? Because like I say, I lived it, I've been there, I've done it, But let me see. I was going to see. Okay, let me play a little bit of this, and then we'll get back to some comments and
Guys, so
stuff.
I've got two really, really interesting interviews coming up from Kentucky. First of all, a woman who I spoke to who said that she had sex with the judge countless times. The judge who was murdered, she said she had sex with him countless times to get out of crimes, and she says that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the corruption. Also, a jailer, a different woman who worked in the jail as a guard, who says that there were sex parties going on in and around the jail, and she goes into detail. So you're going to hear from both of those women in a second. First, let me give you guys some of the backstory here, catch you up if you haven't been following this case. Former Letcher County Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins has been jailed since the killing last September of the judge. It was caught on surveillance camera. This is in Whitesburg, Kentucky. That's where I was. And again, just think about this. This is a sheriff, the county sheriff, killing the judge. So this is extremely unusual. And from the moment this happened, I knew there had to be more to the story here. Steins is accused of fatally shooting Letcher County District Judge Kevin Mullins in the judge's chamber. And Mullins died at the scene. And Steins, again, who was the sheriff at the time, surrendered without incident. The surveillance video shows a man who looks just like Steins pulling out a gun, shooting Mullins as he sat at his desk, and the man walked around the desk then, pointed at the gun at the judge, and then fired again. Authorities haven't yet released a motive for the shooting, but this is where things get really interesting here when you start to peel back the layers. The judge, according to lawsuits that we've looked into and people that we've talked to, could have been involved in a sex for favors plot. The judge was connected to a sex for favor scheme when women on house arrest exchanged sexual acts for special treatment, and this is according to a lawsuit. Now, since the murder of Judge Mullins, everyone has speculated as to Sheriff Stein's motive for killing Mullins. The reason behind the shooting, according to some locals, could be that Judge Mullins, again, was involved in this sex for favor scandal, demanded that Stein keep his mouth shut about it when a lawsuit was filed by one of the victims. And at this point, at least two women that we know of have filed lawsuits who say that they were forced to have sex or they were told that they would have to go back to jail. And so that takes us back to where we are now, these women coming forward, including a woman who I interviewed named Taya Adams, who sat down with me. I went to her home in Kentucky, and she said that she had sex with the judge to get out of trouble. She acknowledges that the corruption is widespread. She also acknowledges that she's been in and out of trouble for addiction. And has been in and out of jail, but said that actually made her the perfect victim, and says she is telling the truth about what happened. Listen to this.
Being a content creator can feel like you've always got to be on, always live. It's overwhelming. So street.
Okay, let's take a little break there. But Because Chris is saying my mom was taking her lawyer, talking to her lawyer, and asked him if there was anything I can do, but about the picture of my son with the bruise on his eye. But we didn't buy the class picture. He said I can't help you with that. Well, it seems to me that that was very strange that they were hiding the fact that that John had the bruise on his eye. I mean, why didn't they inform you like right away? That's my question. I mean, if the kids are getting hurt and you're not having the ability to see them, I think you still have the right to know what's going on with your kids. You should know about the appointments. You should know about you should be able to go to the appointments as well. We never got the opportunity to go. I did know when they were going on, but they never allowed us to participate, which they were supposed to do. I take that back one time. But we went and talked to the doctor. She was, I think she was family medicine. Went and talked to her later after she had talked to my daughter. That was just for Sage. John says, Brenda, I have had 2 calls from CAS, and that must be whatever they call it in your neck of the woods, like CPS, DCF, whatever. And I asked my ex-wife, but she didn't call them. So this comes from Cindy Cross and them. I'm sorry to say I don't know Cindy Cross. I know that comedian. His last name is Cross. Oh my God, he's funny as heck too. Love that guy. He was from oh gosh, I'm not gonna remember the name of that funny show. They had a lot of funny comedians in that. God darn it. You know that guy with the bald head? Anyways, he used to do some stand up with that other guy as well. My kids have delayed intellectual days. So how many kids is it? 2, Dr. Death? Because, okay, so my daughter has, intellectual delays, I guess you can say, as well as, autism. And that's what I'm wondering. This is why these stories are so scary to me, because goodness gracious, this was going on, in a small town over there in Kentucky. God forbid I know what's going on with my kids. I mean, they were taken at 10 and 12. Dr. Death, how old are the kids that they took, and how old were they when they took them? I was just wondering. Anyways, let's get back to this. I just find the story very intriguing. Okay.
What was your first interaction with the judge?
I knew him before because my sister worked for the Commonwealth Attorney for a really long time. Like, I grew up in his office and stuff. So whenever he got elected to be Commonwealth Attorney, and we moved over into City Hall, and then Kevin was the assistant Commonwealth Attorney, and his office was like across the road from it. And I was kind of like informal intern in there, like learning office management and stuff. And I went over to his office to learn how to take a deposition. And that was the first interaction that I had with him as far as the sex and stuff goes.
What happened?
I gave him oral with my shirt pulled down. And whenever we were done, he threw money in my face, told me to clean myself up, and reminded me that I knew better than to tell my sister.
And what was his job at that time?
Assistant Commonwealth Attorney. And we would do sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money, things like that.
Where were the parties?
Various places. There are different cabins. There's an apartment down like toward Thornton that they would use. It's got like mirrored ceilings and a bidet and a sex swing and all the things.
Did you feel like you could say no?
No, and they would make sure to make you feel as small and degraded and belittled as possible to take your power away,
What sort of things would they do?
But also, like, I have to say, like, we were having fun too, like we were doing drugs, we was doing coke, doing a lot of cocaine, partying, like it wasn't like they were just like, they weren't raping, like physically, like, what people think about when they hear the word rape. It was consensual. but it was the thing that we were so young, and then they used it against us and to destroy our lives later.
How so?
With the legal system. And CPS. Systematically.
See, right there, she said, talk about CPS.
Whole life, piece by piece.
Did they ever tell you that you couldn't say anything?
Yeah. I mean, that was just a given, you know. And like, who would believe it anyway? Because the whole town was doing it. You know, nobody cares. They're all swingers. It's all a big party.
That's what it seemed like to me in Dixie County. I swear to God.
Did you ever have sex with him after he became judge?
Yeah.
When he was the judge?
Yes.
So first he was like a state attorney, I guess.
Upstairs.
You had sex in the chambers?
Yeah.
I just got paid $62,000 for my car accident.
Isn't that crazy, guys? I think this is the craziest story ever.
Yes.
How did that?
It was not the room that's on film. That's on that where that camera is.
So she's saying it's not that room where the guy got shot. It's behind there.
I don't know. Like I think it might be behind that where it was, but there was like a different desk and everything in there. That's not the same room.
Oh, see, I can speed it up like that.
What?
The sex in the chamber.
We would just like sometimes we would just go over there and hang out, and he'd be like, "Just hang out. Let me go sit on the bench for a while. I'll be in a minute." You know, and everybody would come back there and smoke and stuff after. The girls who they would bring them up from the jail for the house arrest people and stuff. They would have sex all over the place with them too.
From the jail?
Yeah.
Were you ever there when that happened?
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah. I knew the girls personally. Yeah, they were my friends and family. They were the people that we lived with on the streets.
So they would.
The other ones that they've done the same thing to.
She keeps saying she's living on the streets.
Slam them and put them with all these big crazy charges.
So I mean, you're saying it like it's so normal, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So the judge would have sex with inmates from the jail.
Yes.
And you saw it.
Yes, I was part of it. I was one of them. Not just from being in jail, like coming in off the street and seeing them. Yeah.
How did they keep it a secret?
It wasn't a secret.
Why did you feel like you had to have sex with the judge?
Because he's the one with the power. He holds my entire life in his hands. He's the one that makes the decisions over whether I get to keep my children or not. He's the one that makes the decisions on whether I go to jail or whether I get they would drug test me all the time, and I would pass it, and social services would come in and say, like, no, she failed it, and I would have to make them laugh at every time because I wasn't failing it. That was the one good thing that Kevin did for me when my twins, we fought for them for months, finally got them back in the home. Social services was so harassing and so bad that he called her out in court. He said, that's enough. He said, you have taken this too far, and I'm reporting you to Frankfurt. And he called the ombudsman, contacted me and to supposedly open an investigation against the child services here. And I never heard nothing about it.
Did the judge ever say, you have to do this, or if you do this,
you come see me 3 times and we'll take care of this. If it's a ticket or something, or you get some minor charge, some petty charge, come visit me a few times. We'll take care of it.
He would say that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
And how many women do you think were also doing this?
Total over the years, hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
And not just for the women who had charges. Like if your man or somebody, your child is in there, then you could go see him for that too.
And everybody knew this was going on?
Yes. Yes.
So what did you think when the sheriff killed the judge? When
My
you found
heart just exploded in relief. I thought finally somebody is going to see this, because now they can't look away. They have to look. They have to see what's happening here. And then it's been all this time and still not seeing anything happening, Nobody's saying anything. People have been making videos and coming out with their story for a long time, but they're being retaliated against to the point that they're leaving this. They've had to pack up and leave homes that they own here and leave the state and go rent somewhere else because they've ran them out of town.
Do you feel nervous talking about this? Have you been retaliated against?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I also know that God's got this, and that our kids, I don't want our kids to have to grow up.
She's counting on God. And you know what? It's because it seems like I was just saying earlier. That's the person we can count on in this whole situation. So very similar And it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder because the way she talked about, okay, well, it was bribery. That is what you call bribery, okay? You either do this or, your family's going to suffer. Or you will suffer. You will be locked up. And it seems like if you don't comply, you end up being locked up anyway. And I think this lady said, it just got to the point where, she just couldn't keep up. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so Dr. Death, you have a 6-year-old boy, 2 5-year-old girls, 1 3-year-old girl, and a 14-month-old baby girl. And you're telling me that all these young children, they are being kept away from you. Are you able to see them? Are you able to visit them? What was said that you are so certain that you will be losing those rights? That's what I was wondering. Because it's kind of weird when my Charlotte County case come up, when I see my daughter being abused, and I had gotten the discoveries from that where I found out a lot of stuff. It looked like the foster lady was aware that we were she was already informed that we were losing our rights, because when she went to the neuropsychologist with my daughter, she talked to the neuropsychologist alone, and she was telling her that her parents had lost their rights and she didn't know how to break it to Sage. Well, that was months before our TPR trial. So how did they know that we were going to lose our rights if there wasn't preconceived or pre-planned, that they never had no intention of returning my kids? So Wet Plants has coming in with some good news, though. 6 days to go. Excited about that. I'm also excited that my son's what am I saying? My husband's attorneys had filed their answer to, there was an initial brief. The state responded to that, so they had an answer to their response. And that is the last step. And now I just pray to God above that they will see the crimes that were involved with getting my husband this charge, and the constitutional violations. I should bring I should read you guys something in regards to that, which was quite interesting. Where actually I can tell you, somebody put this together just by using AI and reading both of the answer briefs or whatever. So let me see. I'll go to my email. We did get a call on Wednesday on April and on 23rd. That was CPS called to tell me I have a black eye. That he had a black eye. Didn't want me to freak out. When we saw the picture, I was not happy. If they did not want to tell me, he took a picture. So you did know about the black eye, but you didn't get the opportunity to see the picture or him with the black eye. I just wondered, was that after they stopped your visits that happened? I think I'm going to march in the Matheson Courthouse that afternoon after court and file. Either that or I'm stopping by the agencies with my come of law forms and doing the courthouse next. She's doing boots on the ground right there. And good for you. Good for you. She's not going to sit back And why? Because if you sit back, you're just gonna, everything's unraveling, and you got to be completely active with what's going on and up to date what's going on in your case constantly. Whatever you have to do to find out, make sure you have all the filings, everything like that. Like I say, I always recommend getting all your court media. Those are the videotapes from the hearings. It's rare to me that they don't record that anymore. I think they do say that over here in Louisiana, that they don't have video recordings. It seems like they should have audio recordings at least. CPS and the GAL, the courts have conspired against me and my wife. You're telling me. See? I still have a CPS worker. They're not CPS anymore. They're in charge of this one of these institutions where they're putting kids that have delays and any types of troubles. They're putting them into these institutions. Well, this is the guy that constantly stalks me. Yeah, he thinks he can just go ahead and stalk me and say horrible things about us. This was after we lost our rights. That he was saying that we had a lewd and lascivious case, and that that my son, who was approved and certified to take his siblings, he said that he was not honest in his background check. That was a bunch of bull crap right there. And then, they just give everyone this false perception of who you are as parents, as a family. And it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And if you're not standing up, like I say, just remember your kids are counting on you, and you got to just do everything you possibly can. And I'm glad that you're getting some help, Dr. Death, with doing that. I mean, I haven't filed any. Well, I tell you, for the kids' case, I did file an initial appeal. Then I went to Florida Supreme Court, and then it went to the U.S. Supreme Court. And it's not a very happy picture, because you can see the results. Here I am, blah, 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 after all this time, and no resolve. And here I got my son over here, 34 years old, he's getting married. Wouldn't it be nice if the children could be home to see their brother get married? I mean, this is ridiculous. This is really hurtful. It hurts my heart. It makes me ache all over that people have to suffer this way without their families, without their kids. I mean, your kids are your life. I know we certainly wouldn't be on the show and doing all this, and all y'all wouldn't be in the chat if your kids didn't mean everything in the world to you. And then you're going to see, you're going to go to the store and you're going to see somebody mistreating their kid, or if it is even their kid, who knows, maybe they adopted this kid. And then you're thinking, wow, how can this person, be a parent when they're, mistreating their child right in public, in front of everyone. And Darren did this background. You got the prison and you got the lightning going on, because it's a storm and the storm is coming. Oh, yeah, because it's in the East Coast, I guess, that hurricane, guys. I mean, they're going to get some effects from that what was it, North Carolina or whatever it is over there. It's supposed to go all the way up to Maine, Darren. I don't know if he's still in the picture. It was, let me see. It was the 21st and the 22nd of the picture. The 21st and the 22nd. Oh, I see. Okay. And they let you know on the 24th. Well, at least they're letting you know. Okay. We can give them that. We can give them that much. I mean, that's not much, but Dr. Death, Wet Plants is saying they undermined a hire of judge to get us in dependency court. I'm reaching out to the ombudsman's office again Tuesday morning, right before court. So you we're going to the ombudsman's office. I've heard other people do this and say that I should do this. I've done this and they had no idea what I was talking about. Oh, that's not what we're for. Is what I was told in Dixie County, Florida. My federal criminal complaint is going to charge them with conspiracy. Thank you. Well, thank you for doing that, because you're standing up for not only you and your family, but you're standing up for all of us to say, hey, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore. This is unlawful. This is unlawful seizure of our children. How are the protests in Texas? I don't even know. I'm out of the loop. Protests in Texas going on right now. Let me check it out. What is it, ICE or I heard on what is it, the 7th and the 8th that they're counting on everybody to go to their capital or their courthouse locally or wherever you can be, and everybody's going to stand up for the children that day. Has anybody ever heard anything about that? I mean, it would be great if this, we can make a stand. We can get some attention to our cause when all these other people go into Washington, D.C., oh, they don't like ICE. They don't like this or that. Well, we don't like our children being taken. Isn't that more important? But I don't see those news people covering this type of thing. I mean, people have went there in pretty big crowds, and still they ain't getting the coverage that it deserves. I don't think so. It's just us independent reporters that are reporting on this stuff. All I need to know is I have a cover sheet for each person I feel. Okay, so who else you working with on this? Did you work with, I'm trying to think. I wonder what happened to Priscilla. She was doing the, we were trying to do something similar as well with the cover sheet. And I don't know, sometimes you think you got something going on, and then all of a sudden, somebody steers course, and it's unfortunate because, we got all kind to come together as one, guys. And I think that's the only way it's going to freaking work. They got this group, they got that group, they got this group. Let's see. We got a group. We got to group up together. Okay, all for one and one for all, and all for the children. Hey, I'm gonna make a new saying. What? All for one and one for all, and all for the children. I went to the ombudsman's office at the beginning of my case and was informed that they are allowed to work with the police. No shit. Right? I mean, we know that much. I have so many violations, though. Violations against them? That's what I'm gathering. I just don't know how they get away with this picture. The people that got the picture of my son with the black eye on his face. I don't know, Kim or Chris. I don't know how there could be so much evil in the world. I just don't understand a lot of times, why is God, allowing these things to happen? And what else is in the news? I mean, what about that young girl? Let's see, the young black girl. I don't know where it was. Let me see. I'm gonna go and see if I can't find something. Man, I was getting some. Yeah, looks like. I did do a little shorts on that one lady that we were just looking at though. Let me see if what she's got going on. They're saying this one girl, what is her name? Her name is Nat. Okay, I'm going to show you right here. Let me see. I don't know if you can see that. Well, anyways, I'm going to spell it for you because all it does is, damn it. It shows a picture of her. Her name is Nath Jones. Is at the White House. Like this was like 4 days ago. But apparently she's like an infiltrator. Yeah, not a good person at all. Nat Jones is at the White House. What is she doing at the White House? She's like a traitor to our country, I believe. Let me see. Hear this. Oh, what is this? Let's see. This. Is that it? Oh. It shows cages down there in like some type of cellar, and it's.
What the chain of command is now? What does that mean?
Okay, let me see. I was just wondering if there was anything. What is this? Bernie Sanders, 44 million in 2016 to explore. And I see, because I'm interested in anything that happened in 2016 because that's when my kids were taken. And I'd like to know why can't my kids communicate with me? How do I know, like, are they're okay? Is that a problem that they could, have the children reach out and say, hey, Mom, I'm alive. Okay, maybe I'm having a good life. Maybe I'm having a bad life. Maybe I'd like to be back with my family, like they were saying so many years ago. But I guess that doesn't matter to CPS and DCF. That what the children's wants and needs are. It doesn't matter to them. It's what they want. They want. What do they want? The money. They want the money. It's all about the money. But goodness gracious, when did we start? Because this is already getting to be midnight already. So, I don't know. I was, it's been a couple of days, but I did talk to Danielle briefly. And I thought she would, she was trying to do a show. She's got some stuff going on, and just pray for her. And, we're trying to get, everybody's got, things that they have to take care of. And we just got to understand, be patient. And like I say, here I wasn't doing my shows, all of them last week either. But I'm going to try to, like I say, this is a pretty good time. And that way, if I'm working, that I still have time to get on if I start this at 11 Eastern. And I got to make the money, guys. That's the way to go. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to bring up for you guys. Just let me see if there's anything else I wanted to. I don't know. What is this? Married? Oh my gosh. Somebody married their brother. This is terrible. Wow. Well, I was going to read that thing that for Chris's appeal, kind of like putting it all together. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm going to read this to y'all, guys. Okay, the appellant's advantage in the case of Christopher Cambron. I'm writing to summarize and clarify the legal position of the appellant in the current appeal stemming from his conviction in Florida. So, after careful review of both the appellant's brief and the appellant's answer brief, it is evident that appellant holds a significantly stronger position on both factual and legal grounds. This advantage is based on three central issues. a binding Supreme Court precedent, and is Counterman versus Colorado. And the most compelling factor in favor of the appellant is the recent U.S. Supreme Court decision, Counterman versus Colorado, because that was in 2023, y'all, which established that criminal prosecutions for threatening speech must include proof of defendant's subjective intent to threaten. In this case, the jury was instructed to use reasonable person standard, which is now constitutionally insufficient. So that's good, right, guys? That's constitutionally insufficient. So they're going to have to let my husband go. I really believe that it's just a matter of, just I hope they do it quickly. He needs to get out of there and get out of there quick. It's not really horrible going on in these prisons nowadays. It's just bad. It's just bad for men's prisons. Women prison is nothing like a men's prison is. I can tell you that. The jury was instructed to use a reasonable person standard, which is now constitutionally insufficient. The failure to apply the correct standard renders the conviction highly vulnerable to reversal. Okay, I like that it's highly vulnerable to reversal. That sounds good to me. Number 2, no personal waiver of fundamental rights. The appellant never personally waived his constitutional right to free speech or to a proper jury instruction. Any alleged waiver was made solely by trial counsel without a formal knowing, and voluntarily colloquy. I can't say that word. It's COLLOQUY. On the record, under Florida law, the only defendant that can personally waive the fundamental constitutional rights which do not occur here. This procedural failure strengthens the appellant's position for relief. Okay, so then number 3 is questionable jurisdiction. The appellant's content was posted from Louisiana, not Florida. The state of Florida claims jurisdiction merely because the TikTok video was accessible in Florida. However, the appellant correctly argues that permitting jurisdiction based solely on a line visible sets of dangerous precedent that erodes the constitutional due process. The appellate courts have consistently been cautious about the broad interpretations of territorial jurisdiction. So again, that's something else that's in favor of my husband on his appeal. I mean, y'all, he's already been, let me see, March, April, May, June, July, August. He's already been gone a year and 5 months. A year and 5 months on this. A cartoon. Can you imagine? I can tell you when I was in prison, I was gone. I got a sentence for a 2-year sentence. And I was there and I'm gone a year and 8 months. Hopefully he doesn't have to wait this extra 8 months like I did. He's already there. He's already ready to get out. He's ready. Okay. I know they have to let him go. This is such a ridiculous thing to give somebody 15 years for a freaking cartoon. And you can see what this sheriff did in Kentucky to a judge that was harming children. Okay. So that is a real life thing. Okay. That's real life. So you have to look at the factors in the things. Okay. So they took our kids. Okay. We're feeling bad. We've gone through several years of crawling into a hole and just not get up, just not even do anything. Okay. For a while, that's where we were. And somebody wants to do something like a little video to maybe get off some steam, something like that. So we're not going out and doing what this sheriff did. Why? This lady feels relief from what that sheriff did because of all the horrible things that she had to go through. We have no idea what's going on with our children, y'all. I mean, I know I don't. Maybe y'all, some of you do. I don't. I do not. Do not. Haven't had any contact with my son and daughter together since 2017. And that's a God honest truth. Conclusion. The appellant's legal arguments are well supported by both constitutional doctrine and recent case law. His position is further bolstered by lack of procedural safeguards and due process throughout the initial trial. For these reasons, the appellant holds a stronger position on appeal and presents valid grounds for reversal or remand. So, what do you guys know about remand when it comes to thing? We were looking up the definition the other day, and I think it could have two different meanings, but I would prefer the reversal. If remand means they go back to the lower court, if that's what that means, I wouldn't prefer that, and I think the state would be fools to do that because they're not going to win, and it's not going to go back through that court. It's going to go, if I just don't really think that that's going to happen. I think what I previously said will. But anyway, so that's what's going on with my husband's appeal. And they turned their answer in on the 14th. So I'm hoping, let me see. I was hoping by the end of this month he can get the heck out of there already. Wouldn't that be great? He can go see my son's wedding. Can you imagine his son's getting married and now Chris can't even be there? I mean, how bad do you want a person to feel? I mean, why couldn't, somebody get a furlough? I know, for instance, my dad passed away when I was in prison. That was during COVID, though. Everybody was doing everything virtually and everything. They didn't even have a real funeral. I think they ended up having a ceremony later on. But I can't imagine. It's just so impersonable. So you know what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying about my kids, I do say that my kids are dead because that's how I feel right now. What am I to say about my kids? Do I say that my kids are dead because that's how I feel right now? No, you don't say your kids are dead. You say your children, your children are being held against their will, which is kidnapping. You can say your children have been kidnapped. I'd say you safely say that. My kids have been kidnapped, and that's what I tell people. That's what I'll tell somebody. Well, where are your two youngest? They were kidnapped, and I'll tell them it's CPS. I'll tell them that my husband was running for sheriff, and these sons of bitches wanted to stop him because they didn't like his films back then, is what I'm saying. They don't like us speaking out, y'all, and that's what they're doing everything they can to shut us up. And it's a sad situation when they got to put people in jail for nothing because they want them to shut up. I mean, why don't you put a gag order on us? What? Because what we're saying is freedom of speech. We're reporting the news. That's freedom of press right there. We're reporting that our stories are being overlooked and not looked into. So I say let's blow up the phone. Not blow up literally, but call the FBI. Okay, that's what I think. Everybody should start doing this, because if I do it alone, or whatever, they're like, oh, blah blah blah. Brenda Cam's calling the FBI. Well, that a problem? I don't know. It's a new administration, so I might as well give it a try. Who's down there now? Dan Bongino? I'm all for it. And maybe if they get a flood of calls, guys, maybe they'll start waking up to the idea that our children are missing, and our children are being taken away from their biological families that are perfectly capable of taking care of the kids themselves. The courts don't care about my rights, or that no federal case in matter. This family courts here. The courts here don't care about my rights, or that no federal case matters in the family courts here. Oh, well, it matters to us, okay? It might not matter to them, because they don't have anything that they care about. And, that's a God's honest truth. They have nothing, no care in the world. They could just come in and ruin your life, and that's going to be it in a nutshell. Well, it's not the end, okay? Because this is only the beginning for me. This is the beginning of a reckoning, of coming in with our knowledge to fight this injustice that's going on with our children. And I'm not even going to know if Darren's going to be available to wrap me up, because I think Gunner said something about his electricity. Is he getting hit over there by that storm? Let me see. I'll type in a little message. I haven't heard him popping in or anything like this. I'm sorry, you can see my big hands. But anyways, I sent him a little message saying we're about to wrap it up. I know Buzz Lee matters versus Lee matters in court. Butts versus Lee. The courts here don't care about my rights. I just can't get over that. These lower courts is just like, what is going on with these lower courts? That they just don't have to follow the laws of the land? It's God's law, okay? In this Dixie County court that I go to, they have the last of the people at the court outside the building. They have the 10 Commandments there. And there's people that would make a big deal about that. They got the 10 Commandments there. Some people said that you could be put down. Others don't want it down. God knows if it's still there now. Whoa. Well, I do have to work tomorrow, but not till later on. I've been working, so I am available morning and early afternoon, guys. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, Chris, I did want to talk to you again. Trying to think. Tomorrow I got to be at work at 4, so I'm Central Time. So just so you know. An October judge tell all the people who would at the courtroom, we are not taking pictures of the bruises, but the school can get away. They can get away with it. They can get away with it. Just wondering if there's a will, there's a way. I don't think there's going to be anybody available to take my show off. Do you? I'm stuck. Let me see if I can call. Let me see if I can call Danielle. Oh, my balance went up. Yay! That's always a good thing, eh? My daily pay. I gotta daily pay my bills already. What is the date? Oh my gosh. Hopefully I didn't forget to pay my gas bill again. Who knows? Oh, I can't keep up with these bills. Some of them are automatic, but if I pay my, gas bill, I can get it done cheaper if I go right to the office down there. And why do I even have gas? Because I don't have gas heat. It's for I don't know what it is for. Oh, it's for sewer. They said it's combined with your sewer bill. Yikes. I remember the days when we had a well and our own septic. That was the days we saved some money. Right. Let me see if I can't get a hold of Danielle. Let me see. I'm gonna give her a call. Ring a ding ding. So there's Debbie. Hello. Let's see if we can. There's something weird going on with Danielle's phone too. Sometimes it goes to a car part place, and the lady that sometimes picks up, she's like, "Oh, we had this number a couple months." Danielle's had this number for a long time, probably years, and
The Google subscriber you have called is not available.
See, if it goes to that, I'm almost thinking, "Hey, can you take my show off?" It might be that lady at the thing, and somehow they have the same number. That doesn't make any sense. And then all day long, I get these spam calls, spam calls, spam calls. I'm like, my phone will automatically, not ring for those. Like, won't just. It's like, don't disturb me with those spam calls, but it is aggravating still. I was like, "Who is all these spam calls?" Because in my position, I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, my kid's trying to call me or something." I mean, the kids, have they given the kids our number? I know they had, my number had changed since we were in Florida, but I know that there's people that claim that they were going to give the numbers to the children, and my son has always had the same number. So we did turn it into the old foster parent, the Pratt of Bruises. We're going to see what they're going to say. So how far is John going to be when he's moved, and you got a date that he's going to be moved to this different foster placement? So do you think he got did he get the bruise in that foster placement, do you think? Did it happen at school, or we just don't know where or when, like the date? Well, you say in the date it's around this date, but how did they say that happened? Did they tell you, Debbie or Chris? I just don't know. I just don't know. Let me see if I can get a hold of Darren on the other thing. Because I'm getting sleepy, guys. Going to be closer to Medicine Lodge. Nice. Well, that's good, right? Is that good? Let's see. I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him now. Boom, boom, boom. It says he's online. But we started about this time, am I right? About an hour ago. He probably fell asleep, no doubt. That's one bad thing about having a show late. And these sons of bitches, I told them to give me access so I can start and stop my own show. What I'll end up doing, I'll play some music throughout the night or something. If they don't turn off my show. I wonder if, let me see if I can get a hold of Gunner. These are the three people that have the access. Let me see what Gunner was saying. Gunner, Gunner, Gunner. He's gunning for justice. Check out his messenger for an update. I don't know what is his like. Can you stop or end my show? I could have just set it into the right. Oh Lord, I'll be all right, guys. Yikes. I took parenting classes last night and got my first certificate last night. Well, good. They didn't make us do the parenting classes. They made us go to AA, which was supposed to be one for narcotics, but they said, well, narcotics, it's weed. We were arrested for weed. So, I guess anything like AA will teach people, or try to help people that have, an addiction of any sorts. It could be used in any scenario as addictions go. And like I said, we had, let me see. I want to see if, oh, damn. Okay. I'm just going to let them know. Yeah, well, that's why I tell them, give me access. That way I can come in and come and go as I please. Yeah, I'm just going to type a message. I use the F word, guys. I'm just saying, oh, well, that, it pretty much sucks because nobody's available. In the foster home, Megan, Tennessee, do not really know. I'm taking parenting classes last night and I got my first certificate. Okay, so my husband didn't get a certificate of a completion. We both got certificates of completion for, no, wait a minute, I take that back, because they were trying to make him miss his, he had last 2 appointments to go through substance abuse, because some reason they made all his classes, substance abuse classes, on a Monday. And do you even believe how many Mondays are holidays? Because I was able to complete mine first because mine was on a Wednesday. There's no holidays coming up on Wednesdays. It was one holiday after the other, or the whoever was teaching the class wasn't available. I'm just wondering if I could run you guys something. Just let it run and they will clip it later. He says just let it run and they'll clip it later. Too bad nobody could. Yeah, he's out of electric. Hopefully they're going to be doing okay over there. Wonder if that has anything to do with the hurricane. Maybe I should ask him. Anyways. Anything else going on exciting? Well, I had to do something because CPS wasn't offering anything for me as far as services. Really? With us, it was they made us do it. Okay, you do this. That was our case plan. The case plan was substance abuse, counseling separately for the children and us. Everything was separate. And then, except for that marriage counselor. And then all of a sudden, she said we were eavesdropping. And then we were arrested for eavesdropping, believe that or not, because we taped one of the sessions with her because she was acting weird all the time. Can we get some freaking recording of this? And it was just an audio recording. It's not like her face was in there or anything like that. And we didn't. There was and that one that we recorded. It went well. That section ended well. So why is she getting so excited about it? She wants to talk to police and, oh yeah, she wants to press charges. Is that what she wants to do? It's ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Man. Let me see if there's anything I can run for y'all. We got music, we got anything. I can run to see what's going on in the country and just run that. I don't know if I can get my phone up there right to put in front of the screen or something. Well, that's right. Maybe I'm going to try to call Darren one more time. See what happens. It says he's still on the damn thing. Let's see. Ring-a-ring-ding. 43 TFI was Alfred and my daughter. No services. In fact, she had to find her own parent. That is the craziest thing. Really. I mean, we were like, we kept on the caseworker because there was actually nothing going on. And they weren't scheduling our thing because we're figuring the sooner they're scheduling it, the sooner we can get over with it, and then we can have our kids back. They even promised us that we could have our kids back while we were going through these programs. But as you can see, that didn't happen either. One man alive, I can't believe it. So, anything exciting that you guys know going on in the country? You had the blah blah blah. The Ukraine guy came down. They had a big meeting. You know, what's that mean for us? What about us? What about the kids? That's what I'm saying. Let's get it going, guys. What about us, right? Let's see. Wonder, I could run one of my hearings. I've got my TPR hearing. I've got Chris's hearings. What other? Just some crazy. You can get some crazy idea. Whatever. This is ridiculous. There's that. What do I got in my videos here? Oh yeah. Oh, the monks are saying that they want the Nobel Peace Prize for President Trump. Oh, get this, guys. I got a ticket because some lady believed that I barely touched her car. I was going like 2 miles an hour, and my car rolled into hers. She said this caused her children to scream in the back, and even though there was no damage or nobody was hurt, she called the cops. We know what the cops did? They gave me a ticket for reckless operation of a vehicle. Can you believe this? You got a hearing on October 9th? All right, we'll be praying for you. We would definitely be praying for you, for sure. I think you got this. Just hang tight. With all these changes that are going on across the country, I don't think they can keep these kids. We've had success stories with Wet Plants, Classic Mom. Danielle got her son back. He's with family. I mean, this is all good news. And I think you guys, you and Chris and Debbie, I think y'all are ready for some good news that it'll be happening. It'll be happening. Oh, that was sad. No, I don't think I think I'm gonna switch my account. I think I'm gonna let something run for you guys. I'm trying to figure out what. Do. Give us our babies back. I'm trying to think of where I had these videos at. Or maybe we could run one of my old shows, huh? Let me see. Live stream. Do you guys ever listen to Derek Johnson? Because he's got interesting stuff going on. He's like in contact with Trump and stuff like that. I want somebody that oh, check this out. Oh, I wonder. Oh no, I won't play that. Oh, there's one of my shows. I have no views on my shows on my channel. No views, but I know you guys are viewing it. You're probably viewing it on Darren's channel. Let me see. I'm going to go back. Oh, I have bringing Brenda back all over the place on this. Do y'all ever see that video of my daughter? FDLE delays false allegations. Yeah. Jennifer Wolf. I wonder how that went. Let me see. Oh, the recluse of Johnson. Yeah. After all that. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. After all that waiting, I waited all day. She was the last person I called up into the to stand in front of her just so she can tell me that she was reclusing herself. Couldn't you just send me a letter? What in the hell? I don't need you face to face to tell me that. Oh, check this out. This was not this past June, but the June of last year. Um, Dixie County had a false warrant on me, and this cop pulled me over. Check this out. Let me see if I can turn this out.
Excuse me, I just want to say I want to back up my story. I'm backing up my story because I'm like going across the country actually. In regard to a lot of other parents that have been had their children trafficked, it's really a prevalent thing that's going on across the country. I can tell you that I know about the Fusion Exchange Bulletin that Dixie County has on us that came from the state of Maine. Everything that's on that bulletin is completely false. My husband was a private investigator for many years. He's a law enforcement specialist in the Air Force. Is whatever they say on that bulletin, it's not us. And that's what we've been fighting against that bulletin since 2012 when we were beat up on the roadside by the Maine State Police because all my kids went through pre-med in the state of Maine. That's where my two little ones
Say
were
that
born.
again now about the Dixie County.
Dixie County has a false fusion.
Well, so that was it. I'm trying to go on vacation and they're arresting me. Why? Because they don't like me nosing around in Florida. Why are they taking my my husband to Florida if they didn't want us in Florida so bad? Bring it back, Brenda. What is this? Oh, this was a little short I did. Oh, now that was a whole long show right there. Huh. Let me see. You'll seen the one of my daughter. Maybe I should play that again. I'm going to play it again for you. Let me turn down the brightness of this so you can see it better. I think you'll be able to see it better.
Just saying when you got sick at Miss Esther's house and she didn't take care of you.
See, it says that's their fault that they have to stare at their parents.
And it wasn't very good, was it? I know. Okay, I'm so sorry. Well, I know. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I love these face more than her sister.
She loves us more than Miss Esther.
She didn't want to. She was hard to understand, wasn't she? Mom, I talked
She's
to her
a
about
Haitian
that
guy.
before. And
Hey,
the only American I know is you, my real mom.
you're the
I
only
know.
American I know.
I'm so sorry.
And you're my real mama. Well, there you go. And that's a pretty good guy. Want a coffee with the hooligans? Jeff Mack. That's a good one. I recommend that. Live with updates going on across the country. Who else got something going on? Let's see if there's any lives with anyone. Anything exciting? Well, they got Dr. Fauci. Maybe I'll put on my playlist for y'all, which would just be music. I don't know. I wanted to give you some news, but I can't think of what I would do. I could run, and you could just even if you don't, I could just since it's hard for me to get the screen up there, I could run one of my my hearings for you. Maybe Chris's. How about Chris's sentencing? You can see what a piece of crap sentencing this was. Let me see. I got it in one of my YouTube accounts. Let me see which one it is. I don't think it's this one either. So I'm gonna switch account. I've got let me see. I'll check this one. Chris has got some on there. I got some. Let me see. I'm gonna look at my videos here. And what do we got going on? Oh, do you guys see this? I swear to God, this is something you gotta see. This is hilarious. I don't know if you guys check this out. Well, apparently they're saying it's going viral.
Threw a sandwich at federal agents, and he apparently worked for the DOJ, and he's now fired.
I missed it. Hold on.
Sandwich, and then took off.
Oh, and then he run.
Oh, them boys.
That's funny as shit, man.
Sandwich, and then took off. Oh, them boys after him. Oh.
I think he wasn't like he seemed like he got pretty far, but not far enough. We worked for the Department of Justice, is what they're saying. Man, 3 views days ago, first DCA. Oh, I know what that was about. So, that's not the one either. I don't know what account I have my media on. It's gotta be the other one. I just didn't see it. What else? You guys don't. You guys are wrapping it up too. All right, let me see. I'm going to look at my videos one more time. See if I can't play the sentencing, and you guys could just listen to this bull crap that my husband had to go through. It's public information. All right, so that's an hour and 29 minutes about. So I'll just play that, and we're gonna write it out. I'll see if I can set it up so you guys can see it. It's really not a lot to see. Let's see if I can set it up somehow. Let's see if there's something I can use.
All right. We're here on sentencing in state of Florida.
Whoops, let me turn this up. I guess it is up.
Yes, sir. Stand ready to proceed.
Yes, sir, I am. My apologies, Judge. I'm so sorry.
Understood. We'll move forward here, and the court set this matter for sentencing, and I believe it's continued at the request.
Good night, Dr. Death. I'm trying to use this can to hold it up. I'm trying to wonder what I could do. I just wanted you to see a little bit of these pieces of shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. All right.
And look at how many people they got around my husband. Like he's never had a violent crime in his life.
Well, I think there's some of it that is probably not accurate.
Okay, you want to address what?
Probably not accurate. I'm kind of disappointed in our attorney's approach on this whole thing. Let's see if I can set this up here. It's not gonna work. I'm messing it up.
But then kind of view that as unsubstantiated, and so I'm not sure how to approach that. I mean, we do have DD 214, but
yeah, they didn't even know my husband was a veteran,
I'm not sure how to
guys.
approach that because it seemed ambiguous, or like he was questioning whether or not it actually occurred, although he did confirm it with his wife.
Whoops.
And so that was questioned. And so
Oh, Lord. This is not working out for me, guys.
So he did have military service. He did serve for 3 years.
4 years. You even got that wrong.
The reference to the charge in DeSoto County, Louisiana. First of all, there's no such thing as counties. It's parishes.
Gosh darn it.
But we probably all kind of knew that.
Let's pull this back.
But it's a reference to production, manufacture, schedule, and control of dangerous substances, what it says.
It
was a
says
condition for
deceiving
marijuana,
again.
is what it was for, which is not exactly clear from the words that are in the document.
Okay.
And there are some other things that are kind of inconsistent. There's one point in the document where
Hope
it
you guys
says
can
he's
hear it.
on disability, and another point in the document where he says he's unemployed. And so and also in reference to the military service, he's referred to as a law enforcement specialist in the Air Force, which is true. But nothing else, Judge. I mean, other than just kind of disagreeing with conclusions, but those are conclusions as opposed to, factual statements.
Right, safety conversion, and then there's modification request.
As far as the military, I think the issue was that he just shut down and wouldn't give any documentation, and that's what they noted. So I have no objection of defense calling him a veteran. I don't think that he's a veteran, so I have no objection to that. As far as the charge in DeSoto, I do have a score sheet which is reflective, does reflect manufacture of cannabis on the score sheet. So it is clear on the score sheet, Your Honor.
Okay.
And what else did you?
Disability and unemployment.
Yeah, I have no. He can argue however he wants to argue it.
So the claim is he's disabled and unable to work.
Well,
He
you
is
guys,
disabled.
for some reason, it doesn't seem like I can get it loud enough.
No objection to that.
No objection.
So I'm just gonna call it a night. And thank you guys for joining. And I wish somebody was here to close out my show. Like I said, I'm going to have to get on these guys about getting me access so I can just turn on and off my show. Hey, this is a problem. That's why I don't want to go in if there's nobody there to take it off. What does this say here? I'm going to call the EEA here on Monday, so I'm going to get someone to explain to me all the educational need for all my kids, and going to call all their doctors and have the doctor explain this to me. The TFI was Alfred and my daughter had no services. In fact, she had to find her own parenting classes. Okay, there's some of these I've missed, so that's why I just went back. All right, but you guys keep up the fight. Don't despair. God will never leave you or forsake you. And, we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And it doesn't mean that, God is a forgiving God, okay? And if you know you're serious about your prayers, they will be answered. All right. You guys have a great night, and I'm out of here. All right. Have a good one. All righty.